Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh, and we are full-blown getting into Blue Jays kicking ass season. Just so anybody's aware, I love the Blue Jays. Why do I look like this? I have no idea, but the Blue Jays are the bomb. And today, have a little bit of fun. We're gonna go over yesterday's video that is popping right now, talk about some comments, all that kind of stuff. But before we do that, we're gonna do some dancing, give away some prizes, because we gotta have some fun today. It's Full Lid Friday, and I'm flying to Florida in like 3 hours. So let's do this.
Yeah, baby.
I do not know how to do that backpack dance. Sorry, let's get this right. Sarah, what are you gonna win today? Come on, get some bath water. Sticker. Sorry. Let's do YouTubers.
Baby.
Jen Sawyer. Win some bath water. Ooh, bracelet. Sucks. All right, let's go. Did you know that cheetahs don't growl? They do this. Oh, yes. You can stay at my yes. I will take you in, of course. No, you're welcome to stay. Oh my gosh. I want a cheetah. Yes. Come on. No, you're welcome to stay. How effing cute is that, everybody? Who wants a cheetah? I do. They'll eat you in your sleep, but they're cute. Anyway, let's get all the serious stuff out of the way, because I want to get some fun stuff. We do some Dadvice today. We're going to read some Bridezillas. We're going to have some fun. I want to recap yesterday's video, talk about kind of what went down. It is a popping story right now. It is absolutely exploding. I didn't actually think it was going to get this much attention, but it's getting a lot of attention. Like on the level of Nikki Phillippi killing her dog attention, Micah Stauffer, that type of thing. And it perplexes me because a couple of things. I consider myself almost a professional now on the anti-vlogger community, right? I consider myself one of the main voices against mommy vloggers and family vlogging in general. And, you know, it's because I exclusively cover it. It's basically what I do on this channel. And I've seen people that have not been canceled or called out who've done way worse than what she has done here. Now, I'm not trying to diminish what she did was bad or anything. And when you watch the video, it's visceral. You're like, everybody is sickened and disgusted at what Jordan did. I'm not trying to minimize that because it is gross. She's so dumb to do that. And it was, again, a glimpse into how this world works. Because if you don't think other family vloggers do that, you're wrong. They all do it. And if not, they do it worse. Some of them have thumbnails where they've created blood or reddened skin or done things that made her look at Piper Raquel. Thumbnail, YouTube the algorithm loves good thumbnails. Now, I get what she did, and I know it's wrong, absolutely. I just think that she's exposed how the sausage is made, and a lot of you are now... The amazing thing about this, if you go on Twitter and see the reactions from people, there are so many people that are just like, we should be done with this culture of family vlogging and exploiting kids. And people are waking up to it, and I am very excited. So if Jordan did one thing, like Micah did, was started the conversation again, and it's kind of revamped. And then Nikki Phillippi did something, and then another family vlogger is going to do something stupid and all that kind of stuff. But again, I could give you examples of like people like Jess Fam who don't watch her kids and get injured all the time. Okay Baby, who fly drones into kids' faces and film it. Like that's, to me, that shit is worse than making a fake thumbnail. And a lot of people are saying that this is abuse. It's not physical abuse, but it's mental abuse. And yeah, I could see where you guys are coming from that. I'm not going to diminish that either. I do actually believe that mental abuse and that kind of thing for a child could actually be more dangerous than physical abuse. And she has admitted too in the past, Jordan did admit that she has done this before, not to this level. And again, it was a wake-up call. So all that to say is that she's absolutely wrong. She came on and said she's absolutely wrong. She apologized to Christian. Again, a lot of people are mad at me for bringing her on and being nice to her, being too easy on her, and I kind of get that too. But I have always said on this channel that if somebody wants to come on my platform and have an adult conversation, that I will do that. And imagine I had the opportunity to do that. I reached out to her. She didn't reach out to me. A lot of people are saying, oh, she's coming on to do spin, and maybe she is. Maybe she's coming on to mitigate the disaster that's happening right now. And maybe she is. But at the same time, I would be an absolute giant ass hypocrite if I had the opportunity to bring someone on, because I reached out to her and said, come on the show. She said, okay. And what am I going to do? If Asa Moss wants to come on the show, he's welcome to, and I'd have the same conversation with him. It would get a little bit more heated than that, I bet you. Honestly, I think Asa Moss, and I think there's a million other family vloggers are way worse than Jordan. After looking through more of her content and seeing her videos, she definitely does use Christian, but not like the other family vloggers do. I'm a zero tolerance kind of guy when it comes to this type of stuff, like when it comes to exploiting kids for money. And she was right. She doesn't use her kid for money. He is a part of her vlog, so inadvertently it is for money, but she doesn't use him like Saucony Jolie's and Duracell ads, doesn't use it in like Love Meg in ads for paper towels, you know, all this time. She doesn't use him for commercial grade advertising. And again, just saying that, I'm putting that out there because I'm just kind of responding to what I've been hearing, because I do read your comments, and I do think that you guys are more important than Jordan. Like, you guys who watch this stuff with me are valuable and important because you're the one spreading the message. You are the one that I'm listening to see, hey, did I get it right? Am I serving you? Because we are in this together. This isn't just about me. So I am listening. So I'm not trying to justify things, because I absolutely think what she did was disgusting. But we do have to give her credit where credit is due. She came onto a show, the Dad Jones podcast, who was completely and adamantly against everything that these people do and was willing to have a conversation with me. And that's why I opened up my platform, and that's why I didn't like berate her on camera and like tear her down, because what good would that have done? If I would have brought her on and tore her to shreds, like a lot of you guys wanted me to, no other family vlogger would ever do that, would ever even consider coming on this show. And my platform, again, will always be open to any of these family vloggers who want to come on here and have a conversation, a real conversation about what they do, justifying what they do, sending me arguments, you know, trying to tell me that this is why it's okay. Again, it's never okay. Kids can't give consent. But I would be a giant hypocrite if I didn't. And if I brought her on and then berated her, then it would make me look like a douchebag, and rightly so, because I have always said I'm willing to have an adult conversation. Some of you don't want me to have an adult conversation, but I'm sorry. But for most of you, you do have a lot of you. I'm actually genuinely surprised at some of the comments back in for and against, and I'm going to read a couple right now. Shaylee writes this: "Way to go, Jordan, for taking him off your channel moving forward. That clip was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen and sheds light into the behind the scenes of family vlogging. I hope she takes her son off her channel completely." And I asked Jordan to make a commitment to take him off, and she said he would. So now it's just a wait and see situation. I know that Tara Henderson said she's going to do that, and I think what Tara Henderson did was said, I'm not going to share anything personal about my kids anymore. Which, again, I will take anything. If you're not going to share those, if you're going to put your kid in your vlog and they're just running by, or, hey, look, we're at a soccer game or whatever. I mean, it's way better than making them the focus of your channel. LeBrant's, Weiss Life, Jess Fam. Okay, it's way better than that. There is a difference. I would prefer not, but there is a difference. And if Tara Henderson decides to make her kids the center of her channel or videos again, of course I'm going to tear her to shreds, because then she lied to everybody and made that video where she was crying about it and then just had a change of heart because money. So Shaylee was one of the first ones I interviewed who took her kids off because she found some inappropriate shit on the internet, and to this day she's stuck to her word, and that's why we love Shaylee. This is kind of more of the comment I've been getting from Aussie J, one of my subscribers. Respectful and honest conversation. Well done, Josh. It broke my heart though when she talked about her prompting her son to help make content. Was at the park, etc. Putting her pressure onto him. Yes. Hopefully she absorbs the message about exploitation, consent, and safety. And it sounds to me like she had no idea who I was, and that's, you know, I don't expect them to. But yeah, I think honestly, when some of these mommy influencers actually get the information that I have for them, when they understand what a predator playlist is, when the engagement analytics show that they're adult men watching their children, most of them that are good moms, and I think most of them are good moms, will say, oh shit, I'm done. Most of the family vloggers that have taken their kids off haven't done so because of me, I don't think. Maybe I've started the conversation, but then they might see the information I'm giving, go look for themselves, and then see for themselves and like, oh shit, I'm done, like Shay Lee did. That's where I think most of these family vloggers are saying, oh shit. I'm reading comments on other people's videos about this situation, and I'm actually so impressed by this channel's viewers and people who are watching this video. There are a couple who will hate her no matter what, and I don't blame you. I absolutely think that you're justified. But I think the overwhelming majority of people who are commenting on this are adults, and I'm loving that. That is what I'm attracting most of the time. Like Laura Horkey, I love your name, says, let's put it this way. Doing this video with Josh is her accountability. Good for her for being vulnerable. We have all made mistakes. And if she even tiptoes to the other side again, she knows people will call her out. Agreed. But imagine having your eyes open and then reaching out for this type of conversation immediately after it happened. That's a lot of pride to swallow very quickly. That's why I said humble pie. And good comment. Cascap, one of my viewers that comments a lot. I love you, Cascap. Jordan was shocked to hear about sites that show the analytics and how Plutos use kids for photos and videos. I know at one point she kind of mentioned that she avoids stuff like that, doesn't want to talk about it, which is the point we want to get through to family vloggers. The more they hide from certain problems, the more you're contributing to that. I hope she sticks with her decision to rethink YouTube. Yeah, that was one thing that did stand out. In an interview, you know, I'm a person that when the conversation's flowing, I'm hearing it, but I'm thinking for the next question and stuff. And she did pass it. I don't want to talk about that. But unfortunately, that is a reality in the world of family vlogging, that kids are targets of predators. And it's happening more and more. You're hearing almost weekly that an influencer is being killed by a stan or somebody like that. And if you don't think these kids are targets, you are absolutely and utterly wrong. They are targets. And it's just a matter of time. And that's why we have this conversation. Chris here writes, why would you even give this psycho a platform? I don't think Chris watches my content and doesn't know my mandate or my promise to anybody. Again, anybody who wants to come on the show to have an honest conversation about what they do, that is what I'm here for. If someone comes on the show and I can convince them what they're doing is wrong, that is what I do. I would prefer that than making fun of people. Well, it depends. Depends who I'm making fun of. But, you know, I think those are more important conversations than snarking on people. I absolutely do. Cookie Dough Hangover writes this. She says, nope, I don't think she's genuine, and what she did is unforgivable. I don't trust her. She's very smart and manipulative. This is obviously damage control. Someone very smart and experienced obviously advised her to come forward. The video with her son is very disturbing. I can't bear to watch children in distress. I'm appalled and disgusted. I don't care what she says. I'm just so angry knowing that there are kids out there going through the same thing. I agree, and you're justified in your anger. I don't think she has a PR person. I reached out to her. So if she had a PR person, she would say, no, don't go on the Dad Challenge podcast. He is not the person who does so. I doubt that. Fractal County writes this. You're providing free PR for a master manipulator. This creature is not capable of empathy or improvement. And if you think otherwise, you're a victim of its manipulation. That's one of the most harshest comments I've ever read about her. I don't think that she's a master manipulator. I trust my gut. I can kind of tell when I'm being lied to. I'm not saying that, and I have been wrong and can be wrong about this, but at the same time, she came on the show, she laid it out there, she apologized to her son, she said what I did was wrong, and I mean, what other family vlogger do you know that has done something shitty, comes out and says, what I did was wrong? Even when Jess Fam was called out for the pool thing, she just doubled down and said, no, we're good here. I'm always out here watching my kid. I'm always here, you know? When OK Baby was called out for the amount of times they put their shit on the internet, when people are out there doing shitty stuff on the internet, like the LeBrants with the fake fire coming down to burn their house and then the cancer scare, none of them will own up to it. So at minimum, you have to give her some kind of benefit of the doubt. At minimum, that she came on and talked about it, because more often than not, they will just not talk about it and they will ignore it. So I get it though. A lot of people really saying it's damage control. And yeah, I do think it's part of that. I think if you ask Jordan, she'd say, yeah, of course it is. This is her life. This is how she makes money. And she did something pretty shitty. So it is damage control for sure. And I guess the only way we're going to see if this is actually if this resonated with her, is watching her content going forward, seeing what she's deleting about the past. And I think that this was a big wake up. I honestly believe for Jordan, this was a massive wake up call. I really do. And I hope that is. So anyway, that's kind of finishing the topic about Jordan, Cheyenne, if she wants to come on again, she's welcome. This is something that we also have to take into consideration that this is something an influencer goes through. A lot of influencers are canceled and done this and have gone through this stuff, but we don't get to talk to them about it. They rarely talk about it. And this is something very eye-opening in the world of influencer culture, aside from mommy vlogging, aside from family vlogging, that we don't get to see that Jordan is actually telling us how it is. And I think that's valuable for history itself. And you guys could think, no, maybe I'm getting her a platform, but at the same time, from a psychology standpoint, that is really interesting to see someone go through this and tell us what it's about, tell us how it is. Because most regular people will never go through that, because most regular people aren't on the internet like I am or she is, right? And that is a really, really interesting psychological thing that's going on right now. So thank you guys though for commenting, good or bad, pro or con, negative or positive, unless you're being a complete jackwagon and calling me names and harassing me. That's so stupid. Do you think that's going to help your case? So many people in the comments, I'm just like, okay, I get if you want to leave a negative comment and you want to like have your say, and I will respect that. I think that's important. But if you're going to be in here from all the other shitty ass channels with people who, whose voices give you rabies, get out of here. You're dumb. You know it. So thanks for the algorithm boost, though. I appreciate it. All right, let's move on. Okay, so Tyson showed me this video yesterday, and you guys know I come from church culture, right? You guys know that I was an ex-pastor of a mega church in Canada anyway, and church culture, as I woke up to it, as I was fired from it, and then I started realizing how shitty it was, this type of video is actually not as rare as you think it is inside of churches. And I'm saying this because I have experienced this many times, and I'll tell you a couple of my stories, but there are people like this that exist in churches. There are really good people in churches though too, but I wanted to show you, this went viral a couple years ago, but this lady's coming into the back room, talking to a girl, I think, who is on the worship team, and let's hear what she has to say.
She's got a dress on that's appropriate. It comes down to
Bonnie Sue.
So you're saying you're calling me fat?
Oh, you don't think you are?
No, because I fucking love who I am. I'm sorry. No,
you
get
can
the
love
fuck
me.
out of my face.
You don't have to. And don't swear at me like that.
I don't give a shit.
I do.
This is happening. This is happening inside a green room at a church or the backstage of a church. This lady comes out, Bonnie Sue, probably a greeter or some shit that nobody likes Bonnie Sue though. Okay, as a pastor of a church, everybody in that church hates Bonnie Sue, but Bonnie Sue is a very, very ardent tither. She gives a lot of money. She serves almost every day of the week. She's at the church cooking or cleaning or giving something of herself to the church, because Bonnie is what we like to call in the church culture an asshole. But she only serves because she wants the clout it gives her. Okay, she gives money because she's like, I'll give money to this place. Or she serves because she's plugged in and this is her power. She is a person that goes to a church. All she effing does is complain, Bonnie Sue. If she doesn't like how loud the drums are, she'll make it known. She doesn't sign a letter. She doesn't write a letter and not put her name on it. Oh, she comes to your face and tells you how shitty you are. Bonnie Sue is about 15% of the church. Okay, she makes up that audience that is like this. They go to church to complain. There is no love of Jesus in their heart. All they do is serve to judge other people's ministry, and they think they know everything about it. And Bonnie Sue has never read the Bible. Bonnie Sue is absolutely the biggest jerk in the church.
That's your problem. I do give a shit.
Bonnie just said, don't swear at me. And then she swore. Bonnie, Jesus thinks you're a hypocrite too.
But you don't.
I'd like to point out that Bonnie's coming out telling this girl not to wear the shorts that are short because she thinks this girl's fat, which is absolutely holy shit. I get Boomer Bonnie here thinks that that's appropriate to say. But have you seen what you're wearing, Bonnie? I don't know if you looked in the mirror and you were like, okay, let's go to church like this. Looks awesome. You look like you're wearing a cupcake holder.
Obvious.
And this girl's
she's
bawling her eyes out and she's like, don't you dare come on that stage with those shorts.
With those shorts. I'm warning you.
Who are you?
What do you mean you're warning her? What do you mean? What are you going to do, Bonnie? You going to cut her? You going to shoot her? You throw her in the dumpster? What are you going to do there, short pants? What is she going to do? And this girl's bawling her eyes out. There's another guy in the room. Bawling her eyes out, pointing her finger at her. I'm warning you. What are you going to do, Bonnie? You going to tell the pastor?
Who are you?
Who is she?
Don't read my name.
I see that.
I want to know who Bonnie is.
Who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to do? No, get the fuck out of my face!
Everybody can hear this in the auditorium too. Everybody can, and this girl screaming has a right to do so. they all hear. Bonnie knows she messed up, but Bonnie's doubling down because Bonnie is an a-hole.
Quit swearing at me.
Get out!
Get out, lady! Beat it!
I can do whatever I want!
Really?
Yes!
Try it.
Okay, bye!
I hope Bonnie got excommunicated from this church. I need to know more about Bonnie. I need to know what church this is, and I want to like see what happened after this video went viral. What happened?
Bye!
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye! Bye!
Bonnie. Bonnie looks like you think Bonnie should look like. That's exactly what Bonnie would look like.
Because guess what? I've been recording this entire thing, and I will show my parents that I will never come back to this church because of how much you are disrespectful. You are so disrespectful.
Follow her. Bonnie's going out. She's like, oh, she's attacking me. I'm an old person. Bonnie, you need to just chill your shit out. Bonnie needs to go and play croquet or whatever they do. Old people sports with the thing and the board and the, what is it? Knitting? I don't know what they do, old people, but she needs to go do that other thing. What's going on? Why is she filming the floor? Bonnie just said that the girl called Bonnie fat, but she's like, no, she called me fat. Bonnie went out there and lied. Bonnie, okay, this is why it's triggering to me, because Bonnie is so many people inside the church. Whether or not they're very vocal about it, but there are so many people like Bonnie in the church. And that's why the church is balls. It only takes one person. See, this girl's life will be forever changed because of what Bonnie did this morning. Right? If it didn't go viral or whatever, it still would have been changed. Okay? Bonnie has probably done this to multiple people. Bonnie has been a person that has made people leave the church because of Bonnie's behavior. And Bonnie loves every second of it, okay? And these people exist inside churches, and they shouldn't. And they are allowed to exist because why? Because they're tithers, because they give their time. They're connected to a pastor somehow. Maybe they're related to a pastor or some shit. More churches need to start getting the balls up to be like, hey, lady, beat it. You're out of this church. I'm sorry. People, the church I served in kicked people off the worship team for being gay. Kicked people out for, there was a guy who brought his daughter in who was transgender, and the pastor was like, no, we're not going to use her pronouns. And they left. There are so many people that come in that they'll kick out because they're not, whatever. But these people are allowed to persist in churches because they say they're Christians and they believe the pastor, but they're worse than everybody else. They are absolutely the worst types of people in churches. She's in there swearing. Wow. Bonnie Sue, you get douche grandma of the day. Congratulations. And here's kind of my story. I had a lady at a church I went to in Ottawa. This is the biggest church in Ottawa. Okay. And it was more of a traditional church. And there was this lady. I'll call her Sally. Okay. This lady is Bonnie. I don't know if she's changed. She might have changed. I don't know. And she was the type of person that would do this exact same thing. I remember leading worship on a Sunday morning. This is my early days after I got out of Bible college. I came to Ottawa and I was leading worship. And I was wearing, I would wear this on a Sunday morning to my church. Skinny jeans, ripped holes. I would wear this. And people would be like, cool, because that's cool. But this was more of it's called AGC, Associated Gospel Church, very Baptist centric. So very traditional, sort of. They were kind of hovering on they still do hymns and shit like that. And their worship was terrible. I just wore something normal, probably a sweater and a pair of jeans. And she came up to me after, and I'll never forget this moment. Okay. I think this is one of the last times I ever went to this church, and I had gone to this church for years. She came up to me. She says, how dare you not wear a button up or a suit on that stage? This is a holy place. She said something like, this is a holy place. This is where God dwells. And you are disrespecting by what you're wearing. And I'm like, lady, I'm not wearing a bikini. I'm not wearing like my cleavage isn't out. Because I didn't wear a button up, like a suit. She harassed me. And this is the kind of lady that was allowed to be in this church. And if she did that to me, who was I'm not saying I was pretty well known. Okay. I'm generally where I go, I'm a well-known loud ass person. People know who I am. I was on the worship team. And I don't know. People know me, and it's not like I was some no-namer, but she kind of berated me after that service. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I didn't yell at her like this or anything. I'm like, oh, okay, noted. And what I did when I noted that shit was I left that church out those doors, and I never, ever, ever came back. And you know how I know that these people are allowed to perpetuate this type of behavior? Because they literally named a wing of the church after her. I kid you not. They named a wing of the church after this lady who, I don't know how many people she did this to, but I know it was more than just me for sure. And they still honored this lady who was a complete and utter douchebag with a wing of the church, likely because she served there for 100 years. She probably gave tons of money, and that was it. She was Carol Ann, or whatever, Carol Sue, or the hell her name is. That's who she was. And churches will honor people like that. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, that's my story. And I have many stories. Anyway, that's my church story of the day. Let's head over to Bridezilla, because I love Bridezilla. So, this is Bridezilla cross-posted from... Welcome. This is a text message, I think. Welcome to my bridal party. I'm so excited to marry the man of my dreams. As you know, this is going to be a very different wedding. We are hoping to do it outside and understand December is generally a cold month, but in Oklahoma, it's usually sunny and 70. That's not bad. Outdoor wedding at 70 degrees? I'm down. As a wedding photographer who's fat, was a wedding photographer. I did a wedding this weekend for my cousin, and I only do it for people I love. I was sweating like sweating, and I hate sweating. So I'm down for that. Just a few things to ask. I handpicked all the dresses and bridesmaids that will be there, and they will all be a size 8. So if you're not a size 8, I recommend hitting the gym. And they do these emojis like, but she's serious. No offense to anyone, but I have had this plan since I was in diapers. No, you haven't. Okay, when you were in diapers, you were shitting and you were going goo goo gaga and drinking milk. That's all you were doing. Don't be a stupid idiot. And I want it perfect. Your nails need to be cut short and uncolored. Hair needs to be shoulder length. Your hair needs to be shoulder length and straightened. So if your hair is short, get extensions. No fake tans. As you may notice, my bestie isn't the maid of honor and is just going to be a guest. If you don't know why, just ask. We have an understanding. Just ask why we have an understanding. We also want no kids at the ceremony except my flower girl, but she will only be present to throw flowers, then her parents are taking her home. I'm sorry if this seems like a lot of demands, but this isn't a special day and I just want it to be like I always pictured. Please be respectful and we will have an awesome time. One last thing. I'll be sending in my Venmo and Cash App to the ones who haven't paid the $500 donation towards honeymoon in Hawaii. Love you guys. Can't wait to be a wifey. There's no way that that's real. And it looks like it's real. Oh my gosh. To the groom, please run away as fast as you possibly can. If I was marrying a woman and one of her friends came to me and said, your wife, your future beautiful wife sent us this text message, and I read that shit, I'd be like, oh, yeah. No, there's no wedding anymore. No, I'm running away. No, I'm sorry. I'm out. Peace. That guy needs to run away as fast as possible. Okay, I'm going to read one more because this seems to be happening, that brides are telling their bridesmaids how to look, how their hair should be. Hair isn't just some... That's crazy to me. Oh, hey, Sam. Gus, go leave him alone. Yeah, go and leave him alone. Go lay down. It's crazy to me that brides are actually asking their friends to cut hair or get extensions or lose weight or do things with their nails and their body and appearances for what? For a photo that nobody gives a shit about? Nobody cares about your wedding photos. I don't know if you guys knew this. Nobody gives a shit except your mother. That's who cares. So, am I the asshole? Cross-posted Bridezilla. Bride demanded 3 different dresses and elaborate hairstyles for each one, costing around $700. Throws OP out after she cut her hair after it started to deteriorate. No, OP isn't the asshole. It's not the a-hole. Am I the asshole for taking my friend to court after she kicked me out of the bridal party for cutting my hair? My friend's 3-day wedding. For my friend's 3-day wedding, I had to buy 3 different dresses, including alterations and specific shoes, which totaled over $700. Holy shit. Hope it had pockets. She also wanted specific hairstyle for each day. Each day, a 3-day wedding. F off. Just get married and F off into the sunset, okay? Nobody wants your 3-day. You're an idiot. Unfortunately, starting in March, my hair started to deteriorate. Due to health reasons, my hair was falling out in chunks, and in May, I made the difficult decision to cut my hair. I told the bride about my decision 2 weeks before the wedding, and she didn't say anything bad. The following week, she came over to my house, and when she was about to leave, she brought up that she was concerned about my haircut, and I told her I would look good even though I wouldn't be uniform with the other bridesmaids. The following day, I received this message. After our recent conversations, I'd like to remind you of my boundaries. Welcome to what woke culture has done to our world. I've been very accommodating and graceful, but I can't allow you to disrespect me. As you know, my wedding has been something I've dreamt of for many years. Again, we hear this in every Bridezilla case. Who gives a shit what you've dreamt about? Nobody cares. Again, nobody cares but you, and that's narcissistic and disgusting. Husband and I have invested a lot of money into the video and photos of this day, and as we reflect on this day in the future, I think she meant to say, we want to see our vision reflected in the memories. Since I asked each of you to be bridesmaid in 2019, I've been very clearly and very communicative in my request. Bish, you are a douche, and I hope you have no friends. The timing of your decision to cut your hair and not income in advance, I don't know what that means, is very upsetting to me. Okay. I would have felt respected if you had communicated with me more than a week prior to the wedding, so we could have worked together to find a collaborative solution. Your inconsistencies have concerned me, and while I sympathize with your health concerns, I'm not willing to compromise my vision to accommodate you or anyone else. When you have informed me in advance, we could have found a better solution. Since this is something you can no longer fully commit to, I need you to please step down from participating in my wedding. Done. Bye. I would be like, holy shit, I wish they would name and shame these ladies. This was 3 days before the wedding. I immediately sent her and her husband an invoice asking them to reimburse me for the dresses and shoes, keeping in mind that one of the dresses is still in her possession, even though I paid for it. Neither of them replied, and so I decided to take her to court. You're damn right you should have. I need to hear the update on this. I was told I was inconsistent and selfish after I spent the past 2 weeks helping her plan the wedding shower. I worked with another bridesmaid to surprise her with a bridal shower. After our bachelorette trip had been canceled, I spent hours helping her out with wedding details when she asked me to help her tone up before the wedding. I sent her a personalized workout program and even went with her to the gym to show her the ropes. You shouldn't have. And when I agreed to be a bridesmaid, I was more than willing to oblige with what she asked, even if at times it was a lot of money. So am I the asshole for taking her to court because she kicked me out for cutting my hair? Absolutely not. What do you think, everybody? If you're going to be a bride, if you're a young lady watching the show, and I loved people getting married. I hate weddings, but I'm glad you chose that path. Don't do this, okay? Nobody gives a shit about you like that. Nobody cares. And all you're going to do is alienate people and have no friends for the rest of your life. And when you do get divorced, because you definitely are, because of this type of person you are, there's no way someone's going to stay with you. I'm surprised that at this point they haven't seen that part of you and they're about to marry you. Please don't marry somebody that you don't know. Because clearly this guy has no idea who this woman is. And if he does, well, then he's probably an a-hole too. So, okay. One more advice. Let's go advice, like some relationship advice. I'm terrified that when it's time for me to get married, I will have no groomsmen because I have no close friends. And this is kind of sad. This has always been something that's bothered me, and getting into a relationship has made it worse. So sounds to me like he's reluctant to get in a relationship because of this problem. And that's crazy. My girlfriend has a plethora of friends to choose from and a huge family. I, on the other hand, do not. I have no people I consider close friends, and my family is no more than 8 people in total across all generations. Shit. I used to have a small group of close friends from high school, but I had a falling out with one of them because he disrespected my brother in an incredibly selfish way, and we never came back from it. 2 others developed a daily coke habit that consumed them. My other friend from college cut contact suddenly, and I never heard from them since. I have a few scattered acquaintances, but no one that would consider friends. I honestly don't know what to do. Making friends in your late 20s is hard. I've tried. I've met people. I've reached out saying we should go out and do something. I get the, yeah, totally, I hit you up. Then I never hear back. That or groups of people I meet are so solidified that becoming a part of their group is impossible because I'm a stranger coming to disrupt a group dynamic. Hey, sounds like you have a brother, so you at least have a brother of honor or whatever they call it. What's that called? Best man? Okay, at least you have a best man. This is some advice that is going to probably carry over to a lot of people. From someone, I feel like I can say something on this. I make friends really, really easily. And how I do it, I think, is because I am a little bit crazy. I am very memorable. People's first impressions of me, they often remember for the rest of their lives. I don't ever remember meeting someone. I don't remember when I met my wife the first time. I have a terrible memory. But people who have been my friends for a long time, still to this day will recall the first time that they met me because I'm generally a wild and crazy individual. And my meet cutes with people are really weird or funny or outlandish or crazy. And I was always that way. Oh, I can shut up a conversation and talk to anybody about anything for hours upon hours. I'm just good at that. I'm a personal person. I was good in sales. I think most people who are good in sales are good communicators. And I tended to flock towards people who were more shy anyway, because they never really had people reach out to them. I was part of a church for most of my life anyway, so I'd always find people that looked like they needed to belong, and I would target them. I'd be like, hey, you know what? You seem like you're shy. Let me be your friend. I tended to gravitate towards those who were unpopular, because I was unpopular. Making friends can be hard, especially if it sounds like you might be an introvert. And he's got a good point here. He's in his mid-20s, he had a couple falling outs, and sounds like he's more of a homebody anyway, and it doesn't get out as much. But here's the advice, okay? If you're looking to take it for the grain of salt, because it's not going to work for everybody, because not everybody's an extrovert. But as an extrovert, giving advice to an introvert, this might be useless to you. But here's a few ways you can actually meet friends that could have lasting relationships. Everybody likes to do something. Everybody has a hobby or whatever the case may be that they love. Could it be Dungeons and Dragons? You might like to play sports, video game, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, if you video game, it's going to be very hard to find friends in real life. But my advice to you is find something that you love doing. For me, it's dodgeball or baseball, or sports or pickleball, something like that. Go into a place where you love something and then just let it happen. Meet somebody, hey, and I find that sports teams in general, like just generally people who just like to play sports, not professionally or anything like that, tend to be really cool about like, hey, come on, hang out with us after that. Or like, never interject yourself in a conversation, but you might find someone you really like in those positions and say, hey, and strike up don't be afraid to strike up the conversation and just shoot the shit for a little bit about nothing. Okay? Share social medias, say something you're interested in, find a way in. I mean, I don't know how else I would do this if you're in your 20s, but you've got to find a social club of some kind. There's a I think it's called a makerspace, that people who like to create things, they go to the space, they pay like $80 a month, and they can use all the tools and all that shit at this makerspace. It's full of nerds who are really funny, but that's a good place where people are making friendships, because they go there like 3 or 4 times a week. They create things, they ask advice. Makerspaces are a cool way to do that. That's all I can think of right now for your 20s to enter into a friend group, is just to go put yourself out there. And if you don't put yourself out there, you're never going to have dudes to hang out with. But that's, I think even social clubs, what about like, what's that thing in the army where you can serve on the weekends and you might have to go to war, but you don't have to. It's like a volunteer thing. I don't know what it's called. There's reserves or something like that in here. Maybe something like that. Join a gun club, join a bowling team, join a team. I think a team is going to be your answer. That's my advice today. I don't know if that's going to work for anybody, but that's what I would do. Find something that you love doing, join a space for it, or a team, or a group, and then get in with like-minded individuals, and you guys will have something to talk about. That's how you get that conversation started. Then you get some ride or die bros. That's how you do that. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, everybody, take a deep breath. Whew. I am editing this on an airplane right now, and Tyson and I are going to have some fun in Florida. I'm going to eat lots of fast food, and we're going to have a fireside tomorrow night in Clearwater Beach. If you want to come to this event and you are in Florida, email me, josh@thedadchallengepodcast.com, and I'll send you the address a few hours before. I don't want to be murdered. That's why I'm doing that. And we're armed, so don't come murder me. But I'm very excited about that, and we're going to live stream it on the beach. It's going to be pretty fun. I don't have a guitar, so we're going to have to figure it out. But if you do want to come and hang out, that would be fantastic. Please don't murder me. That'd be great. You are beautiful, valuable, incredible. And wow, you look really good today. Like, woo. Hi. Just kidding. No, I mean, not kidding. You do. I will see you on probably Monday or Tuesday. See you later.